Horror Short Monday. It's a series every single Monday. I react to videos sent by you guys by Twitter or Discord. So yeah, let's get into the first video. Alright, let me see the first video, guys. The first video is uploaded by Horror Shorts Party, True McDonald's Night Shift Horror Stories Animated. And it's sent by Shark Boy. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Shark Boy. Let's get it, guys. Let's go, Horror Shorts Party again. I love their videos, man. Been killing it. Terrence Nicholson, let's go.
This happened to me when I was working at McDonald's.
Okay.
My boss assigned a schedule amongst our staff.
Mm-hmm.
I was unfortunately scheduled for the night shift on Fridays.
Damn.
I didn't usually mind as we didn't get a whole lot of business around this time of night. My boss was pretty laid back and didn't mind if I went on my phone during business hours, so long as I got all my work
You
done.
don't get mad at that?
I remember dozing off repeatedly due to the fact that I wasn't fully acclimated with the night shift hours.
Damn.
Psst. That's when I heard someone making a psst sound. The kind of sound you make when you try to draw someone's attention. I notice a customer trying to make an order outside, so I quickly greet them with my usual, "Hi, welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order?" I then heard a man say, "One Whopper, please."
This is not Wendy's. No. Yeah. This is not Burger King. This is the home of the Big Mac, not the home of Wendy's, man. Not Wendy's, Burger King.
"Yes, I would like one Whopper,
It's
please."
not Burger King, man.
I couldn't tell if he was being a
Not Burger
smartass
King.
or not, so I ended up saying, "This isn't Burger King, sir. We don't
For
serve
real?
that here." I heard him chuckling profusely after I said that.
See you laughing.
I quickly checked the security camera, only to see a clown. The clown was standing in front of the drive-thru menu without a car. It's not Halloween. Why the hell is this guy dressed up like that?
For real.
I really didn't want to serve this guy, so I decided
don't
to use our
blame you.
company policy as a plausible excuse for him to exit the premises. "Hi, sir. Unfortunately, you need to be in a vehicle in order to purchase something here."
Yup.
"If you don't have a Whopper, I'll take a Baconator instead."
This is not Wendy's. Now you think
I
it's
now could
Wendy's,
tell
huh?
this guy was some random psycho
It's the
harassing
home of the
me.
Big Mac.
I instinctively yell,
Not Wendy's.
"Get the hell out of here before I call the cops!" I cautiously stick my head out
I
the
love
window,
Terrence
only to see the
Nicholson's
clown
voice,
no
man.
longer there. A couple hours later, near the end of my shift, I notify my boss and fellow employees regarding the situation. They all dismiss my accusations by saying ignorant things like, "Did you get his autograph?" or
Yo, guys. Hold up.
a couple hours
Hold up, guys. When your sibling goes into your room.
I instinctively yell, "Get the hell out of here before I call the cops!"
When
I
your sibling
cautiously
goes
stick
in
my
your
head out
room,
the
though.
window, only to see the clown no longer there.
Yeah.
A couple hours later, near the end of my shift, I notify my boss and fellow employees regarding the situation. They all dismiss my accusations by saying ignorant things like, "Did you get his autograph?" or "It was probably some guy that thought it was Halloween."
Yeah.
I annoyingly pretend to be amused and head home.
Or
The following Friday, it was my time to
crazy
work the
guy.
night shift again.
comes to
I
McDonald's and do
really,
that.
really dreaded working this shift, especially after what transpired that day. I tried to convince myself that it would be highly unlikely that I'd encounter that clown again. As time
Yeah.
went on, I remembered
Hopefully you
dozing
don't.
off as I get startled by another psst sound. I
Again?
urgently check the security camera, but
Can't
don't
be
see
him
anyone
again.
present.
Oh, at least he's
At
not
this
there.
point, I genuinely thought I was hearing things due to my subconscious mind thinking about the clown. My paranoia must have been at the peak of its height. That's when I turn my head towards the drive-thru window, only to see the clown staring dead at me.
No way.
If you don't make me a Big Mac, I will kill you.
At least he got it right this time.
Trevor.
He said his name.
My heart sank to my stomach.
He knows
The
his
clown knew my name. I immediately grabbed my cell phone to call the cops, but my hands were trembling so much that I actually wasn't capable of dialing anything. The clown started banging his head on the glass while screaming my name, Trevor, repeatedly. Trevor, 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 I am not loving it!
Oh my god.
Trevor, 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 Trevor! I see blood dripping down from his head. I started shouting from the top of my lungs, "Leave me alone or I will call the cops!" The clown runs away as another car approaches the drive-thru lot. I stupidly resume work and wait for my boss to come in. Upon his arrival, I explain the entire situation to him.
Yeah.
He then dismisses me by saying, "Don't sweat it, kid. It was probably some drunk. You can go home now."
Okay.
As he was
Thanks,
talking,
boss.
I notice a cut on his forehead.
No.
I can even see blood start to drip from it. No. It can't be. Goodbye, Trevor. No.
No way.
No!
No way. That store was nuts. Man, it sounds like the Joker. Alright, thank you, Shark Boy, for sending that in. Alright, let's see. Think we got some from Twitter, guys. Alright. Lost Romeo sat one from, it's titled The Bells The Bells Scary Short Film. Thank you, friends, for sending it in. Shout out to you, man.
Somebody's gonna have to go by and start going through his things.
Okay.
The service is next week.
I'm gonna do this on YouTube, guys. And it's yeah, thank you for sending it in, Lost Romeo. And it's uploaded by Virat Pal. That's who uploaded it, guys. Alright. But it's sent by Lost Romeo. Shout out to you, man. Let's see what you got, Virat Pal.
Somebody's gonna have to go by and start going through his things.
Okay.
The service is next week.
I see.
So you'll be coming, right?
Guessing a
I
funeral.
don't know. I'm struggling here, Jim, with work. We have all these new orders, and Alvin is just starting his new school, so...
Caitlin, he was Dad's only brother.
Oh.
Yeah, and I didn't know him.
Died.
Neither did you. I can't. Sorry. The whole thing is freaking me out, to be honest. I mean, why are they saying it has to be a closed casket?
Oh, that's why it's called the bells.
Did they ever say what
Bells
happened?
ringing from like a church.
Near a church or something?
What? No,
Nah,
I'm at my
bro.
house.
That's you.
Jim, are you there?
You don't hear that?
Hear what?
Whoa! Easy on the music.
Hello? Jim.
Bro, he gonna die. I know that for a fact.
This is really strange.
Jim, are you there? Hello?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I'm
only
here.
hears it, which is weird, guys.
Caitlin?
Jim. Hello?
That he only hears it, guys.
Are you there? Hello?
Caitlin?
This dude. Bro, he about to go deaf. Man, he can't hear. Can't hear. Oh my god, what was that? What the heck was that? Dude, this guy. There's something in your house. Grab something. Grab a weapon. Is that his wife or his sister? I don't know, man. This guy looks like he's in his 30s, 40s. There's blood on the floor, man. Just grab a weapon. Do yourself a favor and grab a weapon. How do you not know that's blood? Yeah, it's blood, buddy. What is that? What is that, yo? Yeah, at least you have that. Okay, he can hear now. He's good. Oh. Oh my god. Bro, if this kid dies, then... Nah, you can't kill kids in horror films or nothing, bro. That's against the movie rules. It's against it.
It's Jim, but you just missed me. Leave me a message.
Is that his mom?
You want some juice?
Sure.
Hey. You thinking about school? You know, I know it seems really daunting, but it's gonna be super fun.
Remember I told you you have the nicest teacher in the whole school.
And you're gonna make 100 new friends.
Man
right?
up.
That's true.
Man up, man.
It is true.
You're gonna have friends either way. Like, I'm joking, guys. For some kids, it's alright to have friends. No, they can't do the kid like that.
Do you hear that?
Hear what?
No, bro. They can't do the kid like that, yo. Yo, let me hit that subscribe, like the video up as well. Yo, Lost for Romeo, thank you for sending that in. The third video is gonna be the motel animated, and it's sent by Lost for Romeo again. You guys been to a motel or a hotel in the past? Well, hotel's better, just saying. Alright, and it's by Llama Arts. Let's get it. The motel.
I was 19 years old at the time, working
Okay.
at a sketchy motel.
Mm-hmm.
The motel was pretty run down, and the majority of people who stayed there were locals that were just doing things they weren't supposed to be doing.
Uh-huh.
Let's just say the cops came by multiple times a week.
Whoa.
I worked as both a front desk person, checking in these creeps all hours of the night, and as a housekeeper who got to clean up their nasty, vomit-smelling rooms afterwards.
Oh, okay.
One afternoon, I was working as a housekeeper in the second building of the motel on the backside
Alright.
furthest from the office. I hated working over there because it not only had the most worn-down rooms, but it was always pretty vacant over there and way too quiet for comfort.
Yeah.
I began cleaning one of my last rooms and wanted to get done in a hurry because it was getting late.
Uh-huh.
I was washing the mirror in the room that I was cleaning when all of a sudden, I saw a man in the reflection staring at
No.
me.
You gotta
He
get
was
out of there.
mid-50s, dirty, with long, greasy hair. Startled, I screamed, "Oh my god." I told
Yo,
him he
you
scared
got-
me.
you gotta
The
get
room
out
I
of
was
there.
currently cleaning was vacant, so there was no reason why this man should have been in there watching
Bro,
me clean.
You gotta get out
However,
of there.
we just had a meeting on customer satisfaction, and my boss was really pressuring us to be more polite and help the guests any way we could.
You gotta get
Sir?
out of
I
there.
asked him cautiously. Can I get you anything? Towels? The man just stared back at me with a crooked grin and held out
Dude,
his hands to me.
You have to get
I
out
thought
of there.
maybe he was handing me a tip for cleaning his room earlier, but when I
Nah.
looked down, I saw he was holding a $100 bill. Alarms started going off in my head.
Okay.
No one tips $100 on a $40 a night room.
Uh-huh.
The man just smiled and said his name was Terry. He said he was staying in the room next door with his wife Sherry and sort of joked about their names rhyming. He smelled like car oil and alcohol.
Yup.
When I asked him why he was trying to hand me $100, he laughed deep in his throat and said, "Me and my wife were watching you, and we just wanted to have fun with you."
Hey, yo.
I felt like my heart jumped into my throat.
You gotta leave.
No, I can't do that, sir. I'm sorry. I wanted to run out of the room screaming, but he was blocking the door, my only exit.
Oh my.
The man
Bro,
smiled again,
uppercut
taking
him.
on a softer tone of voice, and
Literally
invited me to come into his room to meet
uppercut
his
him.
wife, just to talk as friends. I nervously
No.
told him no again, and that I had a lot of work to do for the day. I prayed to God he would just go away, and eventually
Yeah.
he did. He
Thank
grunted and
God.
walked off in what I assumed to be the direction
What a
of his
creep,
room.
Bro.
My mind began racing. There is no wife, I thought. This man
Yeah,
could try
there
and kidnap
probably
me.
isn't.
I was 110 pounds at the time and not very strong. He could easily overpower me.
Mm-hmm.
I locked the room from the inside and went directly to the phone to call my manager at the front
Yeah.
desk, but the phone wasn't working. Adrenaline began pumping
Man,
through my
call the
veins, and despite what I was
cops,
always
man.
told not to do, I was
Call your
panicking.
damn manager.
Did he cut the line? No, I thought.
Probably
This
did.
is a crappy motel. It happens all the time. But I just
No.
have to get out. I remembered that I had my cell phone out on my housekeeping card, but that was outside the locked door. I'd have to open the door to get it. I cautiously opened the door to the room that I was cleaning and peered out. I didn't see anyone, so I frantically began searching my cart for my cell phone.
Good, good. Go. Go search your cell phone and call
I was
the
wasting
police.
too much time looking for it, so I just decided to run as fast as I could and make a break for the front desk in the office.
Yup.
Then from behind me, I heard the man again, but this time he was screaming to someone else, "She's running, she's getting away." I could hear his shoes slamming against the pavement after me.
No.
I quickly turned the corner, grabbed my keycard, and let myself into a stockroom and locked the door.
Yeah, I don't play.
Within moments, I heard the sound of the dirty guy and someone else running outside, searching for me. I stayed in that stockroom for 30 minutes shaking until I could no longer hear him searching for me.
Bro, find it.
I finally got the courage to run the rest of the way to the front desk. When I made it there, I
Okay,
collapsed
good.
into my boss's arms and he called the
Good.
police. The man and
Oh.
whoever else was in the room with him peeled out before the cops could arrive, and I was beyond shaken up. According to the police who ran a search, this wasn't the first time he had done something like this, and he was actually wanted for sexual assault, gross sexual imposition, and in the past was once charged with rape.
That's
A
crazy.
few weeks later, on what happened to be my birthday, this guy was caught. A few weeks after that, I quit.
I don't blame you.
I will
I
never
really don't
again work
blame
at
you. another.
another motel.
Damn. Damn, llama arts. That was crazy. Thank you for sending that in, Lost Romeo. So I'm guessing Llama Arts animates it, and then Mr. Nightmare is like takes the story from like creepypastas and sends it to Llama Arts, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I'm seeing in the description. So, all right, guys. Next video. Let's see. Alright, this next one is sent by Horror Shorts Party, and it's sent by Shark Boy again. Shout out to you, Shark Boy, to send it in out. Shout out to you, man. And it's uploaded by Horror Shorts Party. And yeah, let's get it. 3 Hooters horror stories animated. Man, their animations are really good, guys. Our animations are so good.
I woke up on the wrong side of the bed one morning to what sounded like raccoons digging through my trash can. I armed myself with a broomstick and ran outside in my pajamas, but when I got there, whatever it was had already run off.
We're just gonna
they left my trash can knocked
like
over, with all the bags split open, and there was trash strewn all over the place. That certainly didn't put me in a good mood, but I had to pick it up as quickly as I could. I had a double shift at work that day, noon to close. Had to get a shower and everything too, because a Hooters girl doesn't earn tips if she smells like trash. My whole day at work was awful. We had more creeps in the restaurant than usual, which is saying something. Many, many hungry eyes were waiting for me. The nastiest creeps, too. Relentless and persistent. And most were too broke to tip me more than a few quarters. But the worst part was, Carl, the fry cook who was working the same shift as me, stared at me more than any customer.
That guy, you don't want to hang around with. Let me tell you that.
These sad, pathetic eyes. I couldn't even catch a break in the kitchen. Carl was one of the most obese men I've ever seen.
Damn.
His gut was so large he struggled to reach past it to flip the patties on the griddle.
Damn.
He never seemed to clean his work clothes either, because there wasn't a spot left on his apron that didn't have a week's-old grease stain on it. You'd expect a guy like him to smack 3 orders of food on his lunch breaks, but he never had the time to eat at work. He was always frantically writing in his worn-out notebook during his breaks, glancing up at me whenever I was around, like he knew I was going to pass by. He never stopped scribbling until it was time for him to go back to grilling. Slowly but surely, the hours passed, and the restaurant finally closed for the night. All that was left was to clean up and lock up before leaving. Pretty soon, Carl and I were the only ones left. I thoroughly mopped the restaurant floor to avoid him as he cleaned the kitchen. The last place left was the men's bathroom. I always save it for last. It's kind of a vile place. I took a deep breath before entering the stench within and started mopping underneath the urinals.
I swear they intentionally piss on the floor.
Just to add on to the terrible day I was having, I started hearing suspicious noises again. Rustling from the handicapped stall, like someone was scraping their feet on the floor. I shoved the mop into the bucket and yelled impatiently,
"Is someone still in here? We're closed."
No answer. I walked up to the handicap stall and tried to look inside, but the door was locked.
"Whoever's in there, you have to leave. We're closed for the night."
I started banging on the door, letting out all the frustrations of the day. I gave up not very long after. I was getting tired of this. Then, I heard footsteps from the other side and saw a pair of muddy shoes beneath the door. I jolted back right as the door flew open. revealing a man who looked like he'd lived in a swamp his whole life and had starved for most of it.
God.
I recognized him as a customer from earlier in the day. It's nice to see you're in such a rush to see me again, baby doll.
No.
But you don't have to worry.
Nope.
We're alone
Uppercut
now.
him, bro.
We've got lots of time.
Uppercut him.
I grabbed the mop for a lack of a better weapon of defense,
What are you gonna do
waving
with
the
that,
dripping
bro?
mess
Wet
of
him?
tangled, filth-soaked cloth in his
He
face.
needs a bath.
Forget all that. We're closed. Get out of here.
For real. Leave.
That's not gonna stop me, sweetheart. He grabbed the head of the mop
Yeah,
and yanked
can't
it
do
out of my
nothing with
hands
that.
in a flash. I'm not leaving here without you by my side. Why don't you come over to
Nah,
my
you a
place for the
weirdo.
night?
Beat it, creep.
Oh, you've got attitude, don't you?
Why do you work
Don't
there?
worry,
First of
I'll
all?
take care of that. I made a break for the door, but he lunged at me and grabbed my arm.
Oh, heck
I
no.
screamed.
Uppercut him, bro.
Carl!
We struggled
Kick
for a
him.
moment before the fry cook finally burst into the bathroom.
Oh, yes,
I've
sir.
never been so glad to see him in my life. Carl took the creep by the shoulders and ripped him away from me like a rag doll. Carl slammed the creep against the wall
Yes,
and
sir,
pinned him
Carl.
up. What's going on here?
He's a creep, Carl. Throw him out already.
It's just a misunderstanding, sir.
It's not.
Carl stared him down
It
for an
isn't.
uncomfortable length of time. Then he whispered something in the creep's ear that I couldn't make out. The creep nodded readily. Then Carl set him down. Immediately, it seemed like all
I
the
would
tension
quit,
had been
man.
diffused. The creep smiled non-offensively, then calmly walked out and left the store.
How did you do that without roughing him up?
Carl grinned from ear to ear like a big goof.
Bro.
I just told him what would happen.
Well, thank you very much, Carl. I appreciate it.
You're always welcome, Selena. I picked up the mop again, wanting to just finish closing so I could finally go home. But Carl lingered. Hey, since I saved you and all, do you think you'd like to go out on a date with me?
Not the time, Carl. Not the time.
That's okay. I'll find a good time. Then he left, thankfully, and I got
Alright,
back to mopping.
W-mans for that
When
one.
I finally got home that night, I was utterly exhausted. I was seriously thinking of quitting Hooters.
Yeah, I don't
The
blame
meager
you. Just
tips
quit.
didn't make up for all
Want
the
to go back
interactions with sickos and freaks,
Uh-huh.
and they were starting to make me paranoid. I
Yup.
changed back into my pajamas, made some hot chocolate, and got
Okay.
comfortable on the couch to binge watch my favorite show, all in an effort to just calm down and
What
unwind
show?
from the events of the day. Too bad I didn't have any roommates I could vent to. It wasn't long before my moment of peace was ruined. I heard something rummaging through my trash can again.
It's not the raccoon. It ain't
I
a
didn't
raccoon.
bother getting anything to chase them off this time. I figured my screams of rage would be enough to scare anything
Look
away.
out your door.
But when I opened my door, it wasn't a raccoon. It was the same creep from before, holding my trash can over his head and
Literally,
dumping everything onto the ground.
This guy's a weirdo.
When he saw me, he
Gotta
threw the
call the
empty
cops.
can at me. I stumbled back through the doorway in a daze.
Gotta call the
What
police.
the?
I told you, didn't I? You should have gone home with me, and none of this would have happened. He stepped into my home undaunted. He laughed
Call
maniacally
the
and
police.
inched his way closer to me.
Call the police.
My mind raced. What should I do? Should I get a knife? Should I
No.
scream?
Call
I
the
tripped and fell to the ground,
Man,
crawling
you dumb
backwards
for
towards
that.
the kitchen
Call the
where I could
police.
maybe get a proper weapon to defend myself. But then,
Call the cops.
another silhouette appeared behind the creep, swallowing him in the shadows, then socked him in the back
Yes,
of the
sir.
skull. The creep clambered forward and looked back in shock. Why'd you... This wasn't part of the deal! I then realized who it was. It was Carl. He approached the creep without a word and grabbed him by the neck.
First of all, why is Carl built like Peter Griffin? That's what I gotta say, bro.
Carl
He really looks like
relentlessly
Peter
pummeled the
Griffin.
creep with his fists.
Damn.
No contest. Carl was a super
He's going
heavyweight
at
in
it.
a no-holds-barred cage match with a featherweight stickman.
Dude, he can't do anything. He's gonna kill him.
I watched in absolute shock as
Bro,
Carl let
call the
loose until the
police.
creep was totally limp. Carl then finally let him go, and just by the sound of the body made as it collided with the floor,
Yeah, he's
I
dead.
knew that Carl had beaten him to death.
Mm-hmm.
Carl then turned to me, his face half lit by the street lights shining through the wide open door. Will you go on a date with me now?
What? No! Carl! What have you done?
I climbed to my feet, ready to outrun him if I
This
needed
guy's
to.
gonna kill you.
What have I done? Really, I saved you twice. Is that not good enough for you? I know everything
this
about
guy's
you.
nuts.
What do you know about me? He said this while grabbing his notebook out from his pocket. He darted it to me while waiting for a response. I didn't take my eyes off Carl when I reached down slowly for the notebook.
Yep.
Suddenly,
Get
I
yourself a weapon.
realized why he was always writing in it. He was writing about me. He recorded my every movement, my habits, everyone I talked to.
Dude, that's creepy.
Did he really
I have
tell
my
that guy to
suspicions
show up
about him,
just so he
man.
could act like my knight? You better understand. I'm not leaving here without you by my side.
Dude, he is weird. Yep, she's dead. She's dead. Yeah, I just wanted to watch one. Two's too much, guys. But appreciate you for sending that in, Shark Boy. All right, the next one is sent by hey, it's Nikki. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Nikki. We got 2 videos from Nikki. We'll watch 2 of them. We'll actually watch one because I want to see if there's a short film one. I just want to see chat, guys. Alright, yeah, and it's uploaded by Llama Arts, a creepy deep web story 2 animated. Thank you, hey, it's Nikki, for sending it in. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. A creepy deep web story 2 animated.
I was 26 years old, and I was unemployed. Feeling unfulfilled by the monotony of a job life, I decided I would try my hand at working from home. So my days and nights comprised me of surfing the internet for any jobs I could get. I was a big procrastinator, so more often than not I'd stray away and waste time doing other things.
Yo, is that PewDiePie?
One day, I came across talk about the deep web while on Reddit.
It's PewDiePie,
I felt
yo.
amused by the people talking about it as if it was something so scary, and decided I'd look into it. It was stupid of me to go on it in the first place,
Yup.
but I made it even
Should not
sillier
go
by
on the
deciding to
dark
check
web
it
at
out
all.
late at night. It was about 2 a.m. and I came across a website where you could chat with someone anonymously. The person I got was a woman. She was in her early 20s and very pretty. She sat with her head in her hands, looking playful into the webcam while batting her eyes.
Bro,
I had no
she
desire to
looked
turn my
little
camera
sus.
on and started our chat, thinking that while I didn't come across anything scary, I could befriend this pretty girl. It sounded like a better deal anyway. She told me to turn the camera on,
Nah,
but I ignored that
I don't
request and
trust
tried to
that.
get her to talk.
Yeah.
She finally did after some prodding, but I noticed how guarded she was. I also noticed how after every message I sent, her eyes would look off camera, either to her side or somewhere behind
She's
her
being
computer.
controlled, yo.
After a while, it started getting
She's being
annoying, so I
controlled
asked
for
her if
sure.
someone else was there with her.
I want to see you first.
She
Nah.
said, Up until now, I'd been chatting while she'd answered my questions verbally. I'm not that curious,
Don't be scared.
she said, laughing, this time looking behind the
Man, she
laptop
looked
again and
creepy.
making a face that seemed to indicate she was laughing at my expense with someone else. This is getting boring. It feels like I'm not just talking to you.
That's because you're not. You're talking to all of us.
Oh my
Who
god.
else is there?
My suspicions
Turn the
were
camera
right.
on.
Is this a joke?
Turn it on.
Nah.
Okay, I'll be leaving now.
Turn on the camera.
No,
Her
baby.
laughter was almost piercing by now. There was nothing humorous about the situation, yet she threw her head back with riotous laughter.
Oh my
I'd
god.
had enough and moved the cursor over to turn the chat box off when I saw the cursor had jammed.
Yep.
The
You've
only
been
thing that was
hacked.
working was the chat box, and I still
been
had
hacked.
access to the keyboard.
Turn the camera on, sweetie.
No,
Her
baby.
gumdrop-filled voice was louder than before, and I moved my gaze up to see her smiling toothfully at the camera. Her face still beautiful, but the smile completely fake.
Yo,
My computer's crashed. I can't see the screen. Sorry.
she's possessed.
I lied. I didn't want her to know I had no option but to chat. Her screen flashed before going blank. There was nothing there but a black
Yup.
screen. I felt relieved, thinking that at least I didn't need to talk to her while I tried to figure out
Dude,
what
you're getting
happened to the
hacked.
screen. Just then, a chat message popped up.
Open the damn camera, you.
Nah.
The aggressiveness in the message frightened me. Now, the fact that I couldn't see her face while she typed this made me feel nervous. I didn't dare reply back, but then the cursor moved. I watched shell-shocked as the cursor twirled around the screen.
Open the camera now.
I still didn't make a
Nah.
move. There was no way anything good would
Bro,
be waiting
she
for me if I did
crazy.
what she asked. The screen began flickering, as if a virus was causing the computer to
Yep,
writhe
you're
in
getting
agony.
hacked.
Do you want me to find you?
My heart raced.
Whoa.
Could it be possible she knew where I
That
was?
joint. Bro,
I
that's giving
started
me
typing.
goosebumps.
Please
yo.
stop bothering me.
Then turn on the fucking camera.
By this point, I thought she was some kind of sadist and got her kicks by scaring
Yeah.
unassuming people in chat rooms. So I obliged and turned the webcam on.
Oh my god.
I saw my frightened face
Now
staring
she
into the
knows what
screen.
you look like.
Judging by my face, my attempts at looking tough were painfully unsuccessful.
Now she
I asked
knows what
around
you
for the
look
girl
like.
looking straight into the camera, telling her I did what she wanted and to stop hacking into my computer. There were several seconds of silence. I kept my stare directed to the little box that showed her camera feed, but it was pitch black. I motioned into the camera in confusion, feeling as if she was messing with me now. Then I saw another message.
Look here.
After a few seconds of staring
Nah.
at those words, I looked back at her camera, but my computer instantly malfunctioned, and I received another message.
Look here. Don't look up.
The chat was filled with nonsensical
Yup.
gibberish.
You getting
She
hacked.
typed with such ferocious speed, my screen
getting
whirled away with her constant messages. I couldn't understand what was going on, but I didn't look
You're
up.
definitely getting hacked.
My patience ran thin, and I wrote back, "What is this supposed to mean?" Her response came. I read only the letters in bold and shuddered. I looked back into her webcam, and I fell back
Crazy,
into
yo.
my chair, my eyes widening. She was back there.
No.
Only her face looked completely demented. She had a savage expression, devoid of emotion,
Goosebumps right now, guys.
but her eyes were almost popping out of their sockets, and she was huffing as if she had extreme amounts of pent-up rage.
That looks scary as
The way
freak.
she looked directly into the camera made me feel she despised me with all of
Looks
her being.
Scary as freak.
There was no amusement there anymore. Her camera went blank again. Then the chat popped up.
Nah.
My
I
heart
didn't look-
stopped again. For a split second,
Guy's
there had
stupid
been the
for
same
going on the
blackness,
deep web, first
only
of all.
for the lights to come back on. She wasn't alone anymore. There was a man next to her with a black mask on.
No.
He made no movements other than look into the camera like the girl.
No.
The girl's neck creaked to her side.
Oh my
It
god.
looked like it was causing her pain, and then the lights went out again. The chat resumed.
Nah.
This time, I screamed in fright and fell off my chair. There was
They
another
added the
man
Star
with them
Wars
now.
sound effect.
He was standing next to the girl with the original one on the other side. This man had the same mask on, but his hands were grasping the girl's shoulders. Even with the subpar quality of the webcam, I could see the force with which the man dug his hands into the girl.
Oh my god.
It looked like he could rip her in two. The girl,
Dude, that
however,
joint be
had a huge
crazy.
grin on her face. Her eyes were mad with glee, or so it looked. Her teeth were perfectly lined up as her mouth spread into that toothy grin, but I could see she was in pain. Even with the smallest sign of her smile fading, the man clenched his hands even tighter than before, which made her smile even wider. All three of them were shaking, as if it was extremely cold where they were. After a couple seconds, I realized they were shuddering, like trying to hold back laughter.
What are you laughing at?
Yeah.
I yelled into the screen. They didn't answer, and continued to tremor with
That
concealed
looks
hilarity.
creepy, bro.
What is so damn funny?
I bellowed. They stopped shaking. Within a couple seconds, the screen went black again.
Oh.
When it turned back on, the man no longer grasped the girl's shoulder. Neither was she smiling.
Oh my
All
god.
three pointed into the camera. Upon a closer look, I understood that they weren't pointing at me. They were pointing
There's someone
behind
behind.
me.
There's
I didn't
someone
need to look
behind
back.
him.
I could see myself in the
Bro.
webcam.
Uppercut him.
There was someone peeking
Uppercut
from
him,
behind
man.
me. It was another man in a
Uppercut
mask.
him.
And according to what I saw on my webcam,
Look behind
he
you.
was
Look
with me in
behind
my
you.
room. Right behind me.
Look.
I turned around quickly,
No
but
one's
saw
there.
nothing where
You're
I had
good.
seen him in the webcam. I turned back towards the screen and, to my bewilderment, saw a third man in the girl's chat box.
My god.
It was the same man I had just seen standing in my room. Now, all three had their hands on the girl and were gripping tight. The girl wasn't laughing anymore. She had a look of utter devastation.
Oh
A
my
tear was
god,
dropping from her
yo.
eye. But it wasn't just a tear.
This is crazy
It was
story.
blood trickling down her eye socket.
No.
She then mouthed the words, "Help me," and the next second she screamed as if her lungs were being ripped off as
Oh
the
my
screen
God.
went black. I immediately got up and pulled the plug out of my computer and backed out of the room. For a couple seconds, I swear I heard her screams, even though the computer was unplugged.
Well, that's why
The
you
room
shouldn't
went
go on the
quiet,
deep web, first
but I
of
was
all.
too devastated to stay there, and ran out of my house despite it being 3 a.m.
Yup.
I caught a cab and went over to my friends, who had to talk me down for an hour before I could be calmed. I returned back to my house with my friend a day later. Everything was the same. And after
Damn.
thoroughly checking around the house, we concluded that there was no one there.
Okay, good.
Nor was there a sign of anyone
fine.
ever having broken in. I've never gone back to the deep web. My friend suggested it might have been some prank by computer hackers, but the way that girl shrieked, the
That
terror
was not
she
by
had on her
computer
face,
hackers, I'm gonna tell you
it
that.
convinced me she had been a victim herself. I had wondered if I had stayed on for longer, if I would have become a victim too. Could those men have found me? Was there really someone in the room with me? There was nothing I could do, because there was nothing concrete to report to the police.
Damn.
What I did do was throw the computer out and buy a new one.
I
There
don't
was
blame
no
you.
way I could even open it back up after
I
what
would
happened.
move. That guy might even be... Okay, the computer just turned on right. Yep, you're getting hacked. Thank you for sending that in again, Lost. Thank you for sending that in again. Hey, it's Nikki. Shout out to you. Alright. Alright, guys. The last one for this week is sent by Verge. Shout out to you, Verge. Shout out to you, man. It's sent by Verge. Shout out to you, bro. And it's uploaded by ACM Official. I think we reacted to them last week or the week before that. But yeah, and then the title is Night Shift. This is why you should not work the night shifts anywhere. Just saying. This is the last one for today, guys. Ooh, a movie theater. Ew. That's just... Ew. Why is she eating someone? That is... Bro, what is it? Jason Voorhees? Let me turn this joint up.
The theater's closed. Whoever's here, you need to leave.
Facts. Tell him straight. Tell him straight. Tell him straight up. Him or her, straight up. Bro, why am I getting scared for? Oh my god. Freaking kids. Nah.
Come on, let's go.
That's a
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. You're good.
God, bro.
I'm just a little jumpy. There's some kids messing around earlier. Are you okay? Yeah, it's just some stupid prank.
Well, I'm headed out. Are you sure you're okay with closing up by yourself? I can stay.
Nah,
Yeah,
stay with
I'll be
her.
fine. Go home.
Oh
I'm
my
almost done
God.
anyway.
You're dead.
And don't forget to lock up when you leave. See you tomorrow.
This is why you don't
See you.
work the graveyard shift. No way.
Is anyone here?
Yeah, you tell him.
If it's you two again trying to scare me, you're both gonna be in big trouble.
Where'd it come from?
I'm in here.
It's not them. It's that dude that was just standing there. That's why the kids ran.
Who's there? Is anyone up here?
Oh my god. How's she not see him? Right behind her. Oh no.
Lindsay?
I remember when I was a
Are you
kid,
still
I used
here?
to get the M&M ice cream.
Please leave a message after the tone.
Hey, Lindsay, it's Brittany.
She dead.
You left your purse here.
And you're next.
Listen, I'm gonna take out the trash and do the popcorn, so if you want, I can bring it to you later. Just let me know, okay? Okay, bye.
You're really allowed to do that when you're working at a movie theater? You have to pay for that? You want to do that, joint? Oh my god. Oh my god. Why her face like that? Man, that was a good one, though. Thank you for sending that in, Verge, again. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. Alright, that was the last one for this week, guys. I'll see you guys in the next Horror Short Monday. See you guys in the next Horror Short Monday. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, @me, #HSM, known as Horror Short Monday. And join my Discord server if you want to send videos through there in the Horror Shorts channel. Peace out. Bye. Bye, guys.